From New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show. Now, here's Wendy.
Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. Have a seat. You know, we're approaching that time of year, it's already here, when we women were wearing these light peasant dresses and stuff. And real talk, when the door opened and when I'm standing there like that, what I was doing was checking to be sure that my dress, because it's so light and filmy, wasn't caught in my underpinnings. You know, you've been there. A lot of times guys won't tell you because they're just like... Anyway. Save me, co-host. If my dress gets caught in my booty or anything, please save me. So, as you know, Bill Cosby was found guilty of all counts. Yeah, of aggravated indecent assault for drugging and sexually assaulting Andrea Constant in his Pennsylvania home in 2004. Guilty on all counts. Can we just stop there? I thought for sure that there would be at least one person in the jury box who would be, you know, oh, but he's Bill Cosby, he's not, you know, there's always one juror to mess up justice. Like in the OJ trial. You know, not for nothing. Like the original, the murder trial. He's 80 years old. He's going to be 81 in July. He's facing 30 years in prison. I don't want him to go to prison. First of all, I never thought he'd be found guilty because I always figured there'd be that one person, you know, who says, no, he's Bill Cosby, he couldn't do that. But they got down on him, and it only took the jury 45 minutes of deliberation to come back and say guilty. So 3 charges, 14 hours before finding out, or the jury deliberated 14 hours. But, you know, these 3 things that he was found guilty on each tag on 10 years in prison. In other words, this soon to be 81-year-old man is facing 30 years in prison. The difference, they say, this time is that there were 5 victims to testify, and this Me Too movement has really kind of pushed things along. I don't know, you all. On one hand, you know, I don't like Bill Cosby. He tried to ruin my career back in the early... This is nothing to laugh or clap about. I've told you this before, but I was one of the... I've been doing Hot Topics for a long time, you all, okay? Back in the early 90s, and I talked about Bill Cosby and his behavior on the radio. And he, big shot Bill Cosby, calls the boss of the radio station, the big boss, and they have a guy conversation, you know, and I didn't get fired because I'm bringing in ratings, but what I did get was Bill Cosby calling and trying to do me in, and back then, a young Wendy was already on the beat before being on the beat, and nobody believed what I was saying, reporting the stories, not being a victim of. So the prosecutor tried to get bail revoked, saying that he could be a flight risk because he has a private plane. And then Bill Cosby stood up and screamed. True, stood up and screamed. Third person, he's talking about himself. He doesn't have a private plane, asshole. Right? Oh, okay. Okay, God, permission to laugh just for a moment. Okay, back to the, no. Camille was not in the courtroom as well as she shouldn't. As far as I'm concerned, your man's been doing that all these years. You knew something, don't say nothing. There is nothing for you to do but put your head in the sand and go on and carry on with the rest of your life. She's not a young woman. This is embarrassing to her. If I were his children, there is no family meeting to be had. You know, Dad, we've been telling you, you know, damn it, Dad. But he's got tons of money. And no, he doesn't have a private plane, but he is a flight risk. You wanna know why? When you think of a flight risk, you think of somebody who's just going to, you know, run next door and hide, you know, at Junebug's house or something like that. You know. But he has money, hundreds of millions of dollars, or at least 100 million, to get that private plane, get on that island, have somebody dig a hole for him and live there for the rest of his life, which isn't that long at this particular point. He is an octogenarian. I don't believe he should go to jail. I think that what I was suggesting all along, you put that ankle bracelet on him, you take away all the comforts of regular living, and you put him in a place like a studio apartment where he's paying for it, not us, the taxpayers, okay? You have his bedding set up just like what they sleep in jail, Al my back. You know, that cot with the springs that poke through. And he eats bread and water, or whatever they eat in prison these days. I understand the menu is a little more elevated, but you know, he eats his bread and water, and take it for the short rest of his life. Then in the courtroom, I don't know whether you saw this particular part because I was so busy, oh, I mean, there was, our house was a buzz and people are calling and I'm trying to hear, but there was this thought, somebody said in the courtroom, or one of the reporters, that it hasn't been decided whether he'd go right into jail or not. Oh, heck, let me let the cat out of the bag. You know we record Friday's show on Thursday, okay? So right now, I don't know whether the man is in jail 24 hours until the... I mean, you know, I do my best to try to act my way through the situation, but co-host, the reason that you don't know is because you were gracious, you were online to come in. So my co-host, know what. Anyway. I don't think that he could stand 24 hours in jail. I don't think that, I think he's still in denial, and there's nothing more to say. And as a woman of color, I'm talking about, you know, all, you know, Asian, Indian, whatever, but particularly black. As a black woman, what is happening with our heroes? Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson, Prince, all led lives on a side that we didn't know, and all's images have been tarnished horribly. You know, white people, at least you have others. So when people like are, you know, I'm just saying, you know, white people, at least, you know, when one of you all falls, you got 20 more behind who do good. And the first, I haven't even spoken to my father about this yet because I just found out about it, but I really want to talk to my dad just because I don't know why. I just want to talk to my dad, not because he's this, but just because, you know? And you know what? This is a cautionary tale for what you do when you walk in a room full of people that don't look like you, your color, your background, or whatever. Bill Cosby knew he was Bill Cosby when he was making it big with Robert Culp on I Spy. You know, he's been around for a long time. He was that big crossover comedian. Then he became America's dad, the world's dad, on The Cosby Show and whatnot. His legacy was already being built. Temple University gave you, and you gave them money, and you were like this guy. You told black boys, pull their pants up. Well, how about you pull your pants up? Look, Kanye West. I know you want something happy. You know, now it's time for a Lindsay update. She's doing well. This is not what's going on right now. Right now, Kanye West is turning on his own friends. That's not the picture I like. You know the picture I like. Please continue. Yes, thank you. Well, John Legend, you know, who is signed to Kanye West's Good Music label, so technically speaking, Kanye is John Legend's boss, has urged Kanye to reconsider aligning, or at one point urged Kanye to reconsider himself aligning with Trump. This is, you know, after Trump got in and so on and so forth, he was basically, John sent him a private email or text, a private text, right? There was nothing in it that was bad. John was telling Kanye what he says matters to his fans. What he says could be a movement. You know, he told him not to let, you know, anyway, he's saying for the good, you know, figure out something, make this good. And this is probably when Kanye wasn't quite as in the hole mentally as he is right now. So Kanye then clapped back at John. So I guess he was on his way to the hole, I don't know. He clapped back their private text, basically saying, you bringing up my fans or my legacy is attacked based on fear used to manipulate my free thought. I don't know what that means. I am not even concerned. The bigger concern is this man is now so off the rocker that he's turning on private text. And if I were a friend of his, I'd be like, oh, snap. What I text him late. You know, like, he's persona non grata. You can't text him, you can't email him. He's turning on everybody. He obviously is not in his mental way. John is trying. John tried his best. Thank God, John, those are all positive texts. After Kanye posts their text, John texts Kanye again saying, since you're posting text, let me add that I have a new single out. Well, you know what? But truthfully, you know, if you're the boss of my record label, then can we not just focus on your music, but I have a new single out. Can we focus on promoting me? Can you focus, man? Can we not talk about Kanye at least for another 3 days?
Please.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah. Although there might be a reason because Tanya's Tanya. Freudian slip, we haven't gone there yet. Kanye is probably mentally pissed about Bill Cosby being convicted because now all the attention is off Kanye. So watch him turn up over the weekend and do something that we can't talk about Bill Cosby, let's talk about Kanye. You know what? I'm begging the Bureau, no matter what Kanye does.
Whoa.
Okay, okay.
Right, to a point.
Why do you keep putting this picture up?
That's not the one. That one.
You know what? Let's move along. Andrus is here. I'm trying not to take bad shots. Andrus, I'm sorry, I'm not smiling as much as usual. Yeah, well, I don't feel great, Andrus. There's another black man down. You wouldn't understand that, Andrus. There you go. Thank you, Andrus. Oh, gosh. So Tamar has reignited her feud with K. Michelle. Well, you might have forgotten about this, but they were feuding for years, and they ended up squashing their feud back in 2014 at the BET Awards. They performed together. And whatever their feud was, and I don't know, I can't, what were they fighting about?
It was a long story, but Toya Wright and Memphis were involved.
All right, too much.
Yeah.
Too much. Anyway, they were fighting, they made up at the BET Awards, but recently, a discussion about K. Michelle's botched booty surgery had Tamar talking. Now, K. Michelle has talked about this. We talked about it here on Hot Topic. She talked about, she got some bad surgery, warning women, be careful what you do. Anyway, so Tamar apparently was talking about the K. Michelle surgery, and she said that women shouldn't get cheap surgery from Groupon. Now that's a read. And then K. Michelle lashed out, calling Tamar an ugly-faced milk dud. Now, mind you, this is a 40. Tamar, you're the bigger person. Hold on, K. Michelle, I'm gonna get to you. But Tamar, you're a 41-year-old married. According to the headlines, you're trying to organize things with Vince. You got your son there. You got your mom saying that Vince is physically abusive to you. You've got a string of sisters who all seem to need a little bit of help in some sort of way. Tamar, you're bigger than K. Michelle. And I like K. Michelle, but I'm calling it in pecking order. You're bigger than K. Michelle, and you're older than K. Michelle. A 41-year-old woman is not supposed to be playing these stupid clapback games. No. So Tamar clapped back, and she threw shade at K. Michelle for not raising her own son. Threw shade at, wait, this is Logan, okay? So K. Michelle is accusing Tamar of not raising her own son, Logan.
No, Tamar. Tamar, K. Michelle doesn't raise her own kid. So Tamar tried to use that by posting
Where's
Logan.
Tamar? Where's K. Michelle's
kid lives with her parents back in another city.
Oh.
Yeah. So Tamar posted a video of her son Logan saying, "I'm a real mom."
Yeah. Well, that's a dig. That is a hurtful dig. That is a diggity dig. Mother's Day is upon us. If you're not raising your own son, that only makes you a mom. Whatever happened to the? Because kids get under your nails. And you wish that you could just throw them out the window sometimes and have somebody else raise them. You know what I'm saying? But a real mom doesn't have that luxury. We drag them along and try to figure things out. Well, here, the winner to me in this is K. Michelle because K. Michelle is the lesser star, and she's also younger. And you caught Tamar in her feelings, and Tamar got very upset. Tamar posted something. She said, "I don't care whether you say I look like Little Bill or E.J. Johnson." We had a story that we never ended up doing, which I lost interest in only because I was fearful of the woman that's in the story clapping back at me. And that was the Anita Baker story.
Uh-huh. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was a lively story about the legendary Anita Baker caught up in the rapture. Anita got caught up in some mess, and Anita is fighting on Twitter with a 20-something-year-old child regarding something that that she didn't like. So I was gonna report the story, only you know what, Anita Baker? You're not gonna clap back at me. You're too old for these reindeer games, and I am definitely not the one to fall for it. I don't twit, pit, nothing. Nope. No. I worked hard to get here, real hard. And I will not be taken out of position by, you know what, I wouldn't say a has-been, because that's very disrespectful, but a lot of people don't know who Anita Baker is, but she's got a nice body of work, but perhaps life is not the way it used to be for her. I don't know. But all I know is I'm here and I'm not clapping back. So Miss Baker, and you need to grow up and stop clapping back at these kids. I had a nice breakfast too. So I'm all full. Do you like mussels? Well, there were only 2 that weren't open, but when they're not open, then you throw them away. But the mussels, they sent the bread, and the dipping sauce was superb. And when the mussels are so good that you go in there with the fork, but you also lick the shell. Oh, this man is disgusted. He was looking like, what? No, you lick the shell inside and out. Lick your, yes! What? Clap if you lick the shell. Well, for $17, you're wasting your money if you don't. I don't know what you do with the juice, but you need to sop it up, lick the shell, throw it on your man. Don't waste the juice. Guess who's a fan? And I was so shocked because our son acts so disinterested in everything that I do. I mean, I'm mom, but he's over, mom, Wendy's on the show, whatever. So I leave these gold bonds all around the house. They're in the car and whatnot and so on and so forth. So I had one in the kitchen, in the bowl. And the main bowl, where the junk is. So he's running to school, he needed moisturizer, he put it on. He called me hours later and he said, Mom, wow, that's the one. True story, true story. And I've been telling you about Gold Bond and how incredible it is, thanks to my friends here at Gold Bond Ultimate Radiance Renewal. It is so good. Even after you wash your hands still feel soft and touchable. It's a super moisturizer. It's got some great stuff, gentle exfoliants, just smooth, nice. And guess what? Slip it to your whole family. They will be turned on. Studio audience, you're all going home with Gold Bond Ultimate Radiance Renewal and a $100 gift card to Walmart. Is that it for Hot Topics? Well, that's it. My foot's asleep, my belly's full. Damn you, Bill Cosby. But we're gonna press on. We got more great show for you, everybody. Up next, our friend to the show, Allie Wentworth, is here. So grab a snack.